Explaining GTA characters' backstories. Tracy DeSanta Edition. In 1991, Tracy was born to Michael and Amanda DeSanta. In 1993, she became an older sister when her brother Jimmy DeSanta was born. While Michael was leading a career in bank robbing, Tracy and her family lived in a trailer park somewhere in the Midwest. Tracy and Jimmy became acquainted with Michael's partner in crime, Trevor Phillips, who promised to hurt anyone who ever wronged Tracy when she sat in his lap at one point. In 2004, Michael, fearing for his family's safety and wanting to start over, faked his passing during a failed robbery in Ludendorff, North Yankton, and moved his family to Los Santos. During this time, her relationship with her family became strained due to her parents disapproving of her choice of lifestyle and Jimmy's frequent attempts to demean her. In 2013, Franklin Clinton breaks into Michael's house to repossess Jimmy's car. As he searches for it, he overhears Tracy arguing with Jimmy. Afterwards, while Michael tries to relax by the pool, he put on earbuds playing music to drown out the sound of Tracy arguing with Amanda about how her then-boyfriend, Gary Scales, can't sleep over that night because Amanda thinks that he's a bum and accuses him of being homeless. Tracy angrily denies this, screaming that he just doesn't have anywhere else to stay. However, she breaks up with him on the same day, as seen on her Life Invader. Later, after Michael and Jimmy finish a bike race to the Del Perro Pier, Jimmy informs Michael that Tracy was out meeting some guys from the adult industry in a yacht near the pier. Michael then swims to the yacht and finds Tracy in the middle of a mini-party, dancing on a table while several of the producers watch. He disrupts the party and tells Tracy to leave with him after throwing one of the producers overboard, despite Tracy's protests. Tracy even reveals that Amanda rented their house to the adult stars the previous summer. Michael steals a sea shark to take him and Tracy ashore, but they are chased by Blake and Freddie, two of the producers. Eventually, after either losing or unaliving the pursuers, Michael leaves Tracy with Jimmy at the beach. Later, as she tries to watch Fame or Shame, Michael enters the room to watch Jay Norris's speech at the Vinewood Bowl. Tracy doesn't want to change the channel, forcing Michael to angrily shoo her off the couch and out of the room. Later, Tracy auditions for Fame or Shame without telling her parents. But Michael and the recently arrived Trevor find out from Jimmy. When they learn Tracy was auditioning as a dancer, Michael and Trevor, knowing Tracy will embarrass herself due to her lack of dancing skills, head to the Maze Bank Arena, where the audition is being held. When they arrive, Tracy is being introduced to the judges by the host, Laszlo. Tracy performs an erotic dance and Laszlo joins in, enraging both Michael and Trevor. They interrupt the audition and chase Laszlo from the arena. Afterwards, Tracy calls Michael and berates him for ruining her life. She seems to move out as her room appears empty. After Michael gets into an argument with Amanda's yoga instructor, Fabienne LaRouche, Amanda and Jimmy leave. A phone call with Tracy afterwards reveals that she convinced Amanda to leave Michael and move to Fabienne's place. Tracy also tells Michael that she is worried about him, to which Michael responds that she has no idea what she's talking about. During Michael's family's absence, Tracy shows that she cares about her father, either sending emails asking how Michael is and telling him how her life with Fabienne is going, along with posting on Michael's Life Invader page, asking if he is still alive. However, if Michael tries to call her, she angrily tells him to leave her alone before hanging up. It's also implied by her new voicemail message that she starts doing adult shows via a webcam. Eventually, Michael decides to convince his family to move back in with him. He and Jimmy go to the Blazing Tattoo Studio to take Tracy to a family therapy session, but find her there begging Laszlo for another chance in the Fame or Shame TV program. Laszlo says that he will let her on the show if she gives him pleasure, which Michael overhears, causing him to attack Laszlo and forcibly pierce his nose, ear, and brow, along with tattooing an object on either his back or chest. He finally ends the humiliating experience by cutting off Laszlo's ponytail. Laszlo, in a panic, agrees to allow Tracy back on Fame or Shame, and Tracy, impressed by her father's devotion, agrees in going with the rest of the family to a therapy session with Dr. Friedlanders. Afterwards, Tracy, along with Amanda and Jimmy, agree to move back in with Michael. At some point later on, Tracy calls Michael and asks him to help deal with a stalker from the internet who had been following her. If Michael agrees to help, they will go to different areas in Vinewood looking for the stalker. Once they find him, Michael can either unalive him or let him go. If Michael spares him, Tracy asks if she can talk about how Michael stood up to the stalker online, but Michael says no. If Michael unalives the stalker, Tracy angrily tells him that she just wanted him to chase the stalker away, not unalive him. Regardless of what Michael does, she will still be happy that her father helped her. If Michael doesn't agree to help her, she will pay a couple of guys to beat up the stalker, taking money from Michael's bank account to do so. Finally, after Michael indirectly caused the unaliving of Molly Schultz, the lawyer of billionaire Devin Weston, Merryweather security operatives are sent to unalive Tracy and Amanda in retaliation. Michael rushes home and unalives all the Merryweather mercenaries to save his family. Amanda, Jimmy, and Tracy once again leave, this time for their own personal safety. Tracy can be later seen on the in-game TV, appearing on Fame or Shame, where she sings a song called Daddy Issues, which is mainly about Michael. Before the show goes to commercials, Laszlo briefly tells the judges to pick her as the winner, as he fears Michael will be mad if they don't. Three Masturbating Monkeys wins the show, much to Jimmy's pleasure as he makes fun of Tracy on her Life Invader page about it. If you choose option C, Tracy begins studying for college, and in a conversation while hanging out with Jimmy, Michael says that when he becomes a famous movie producer, he might turn Tracy into a movie star. Throughout Grand Theft Auto Online, reruns of her episode on Fame or Shame continue to be played on TV. At some point, she gets her own t-shirt merchandise that can be bought in clothing stores. Jimmy can be heard yelling at Tracy over the phone while working at the GTA Online Protagonists arcade.